Hi, welcome to Healing You with Gloria. I'm Gloria Leibecker, and my beautiful co-host here is Gail Donahue. Today, we're going to continue our conversation, and we're going to explore that there's I'm just befuddled with words today. We are going to explore the two streams of energy and information flow that are always available to us, even when we don't recognize it. And Gail, you were just telling me about an experience that you'd had recently that fits right in with this. You want to share?
Yeah, I'll share because it's just right at the top of my mind because it just happened last night. Because I had a teaching project that I had to do this morning. You know, I prepared for it and whatnot. But last night I couldn't sleep soundly. I mean, I did for the first hour and a half, but then the rest of the night I was just thinking about the presentation, thinking about, okay, how can maybe I need to change the format of the words so that I really have such a desire and longing to get the message across and make sure it's meaningful for people. And so I was just ruminating with this going around and around in my head, which, guess what? It's a pattern that I am familiar with and so annoying.
Oh, yeah. And so what happened? I mean, did the pattern just kind of take over? And what was the outcome that you had?
You know, as I think about it now, obviously I could have done a process that we can talk about. But I think, I was sort of a little bit sleepy, kind of sleeping, but not really. So I didn't think about it enough to actually get up and do a process. So I just continued hovering on sort of maybe going into sleep, but not really. And as a result, I didn't get a good night's sleep, and I'm tired today.
Yeah.
Don't have the energy that I would love to have access to.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, I wonder, are you up for just a little experiment and maybe doing a little process work here and see what you notice about that?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Sure. I'm just going to take a little drink here.
Yeah. So what I'd like to invite you into is to just give a little demo of what it's like to engage with these two different streams of energy and information. So first, do I have consent for to work with you in this way?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Thank you. And so then I invite you to just even acknowledge being of service to your higher self and my higher self, and to into your innocence as I step into mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you just draw in your imagination, just really use the power of the imagination. If you draw a circle of off to your left, and then define that as what your current reality was last night.
So I'm just going to draw my circle here for me.
Yes.
Okay.
And then as you step into that, to embody that energy, just acknowledge what is obvious to you in your experience there.
Yeah, what's obvious to me is that stepping into it is immediately feeling like a heaviness and being drawn down. And there's a sense of I'm not present. Like there's something else that's happening that's taking me away from being present for me.
Yeah. And so if you just continue to actually be in your experience and then acknowledge what are the beliefs, what are the thoughts, what are the things that you're saying to yourself?
Yeah, it's saying things like, oh, you don't, I didn't have these words come to me, but right now they are don't rest. You need to keep on top of this. You need to continue thinking about it so that you get the absolute perfect words in the perfect order. with the perfect examples, the perfect timing. Everything has to be perfect in order to do a good job.
Ah, yeah. And then even noticing, the emotion, the flavor of emotion and the sensations in your body and naming that. What's obvious there?
Yeah, there's some tension in my abdomen here in noticing that. Although in speaking it a little bit relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and a little bit harder to a little bit my breath doesn't have too much as easy access as I would like.
Yeah. And then also acknowledging, is this a familiar pattern for you?
Yes. I mean, if there's something big or important, um, I need to do, I deprive myself of the of needed rest and keep that rumination and that thinking about it. Like it seems like the pattern is that's what my belief is that's what I need to do in order to make sure like I'm on top.
Yeah. So like overthinking it, over planning, just really going more than the extra mile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, thank you. I invite you to step out of that circle and literally, shake it off.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, again, being of service to your highest self and to your innocence, draw a circle to the right.
Okay.
And this defines what you love in relationship to teaching. What do you really love? And step into that and just really name what's obvious to you as you step into your heart energy.
Yeah. I love when there's like flow and collaboration and a given like an energetic flow back and forth in terms of participant sharing and then when there can be something that makes sense and like the penny drops for people. I love that. And then when that penny drops, that they share something that a penny drops for me too.
Yeah, that's the collaborative part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and in that state, may I name what's obvious to me? In that state, you're not thinking about other stuff. You're present. The moment, and you have trust and you have confidence and you have an aliveness within you that just totally changes the countenance of your face even.
Yeah.
And what do you notice now? What's the energy like in your body?
There's not any stuckness here not any stuckness in my abdomen. I can feel like I can breathe out and in with much more ease, and there's a relaxation with a bubbling energy, like an uplifting energy, as opposed to the other one when it was a heavy pulling down energy. This one is more bubbly, and I feel
lighter. What emotional flavor would you tune into that? What would that taste like?
Some excitement. Yeah, some joy. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And now I'm going to invite you to step out of that circle and shake that off too.
Okay.
And as you can step back and now actually observe both of those circles, both of those definitions of your life, both of those possibilities. In order to make a conscious choice, which do you choose?
Well, I'd much rather choose to be in the one where I'm, at ease and accessing lightness and joy. Yeah, and excitement. Yes.
Yeah, so I invite you to literally imaginatively,
Mhm.
pick up the energy. Oh, no, let me slow down. Okay, transparency here. I get ahead of myself because I got excited. So it's kind of like a little time travel for last night. Last night, which one was holding the most energy for you?
Oh, the one on my left where I was, you know, demanding of myself that I be perfect and get it all right.
Yeah, so that's where the power was.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can recognize that in this moment, you can be empowered where you can choose to actually pick that energy up and bring it back to your heart energy of what you love.
Mm-hmm.
So when you choose what you love, then you can figuratively actually do that.
Right.
Would you like
Yeah,
to?
I'd rather do that. Yes, I would.
Okay, go ahead and pick that energy up
Okay.
and
Yeah.
move it from the
And
left
bring
to the
that
right.
energy and like pull it in here. Take it with me. Yeah.
Into your heart. Yeah. And as you step into your heart now, bringing all of your empowerment, power in your world to your heart. And you can look back at what that current reality had been. What is your next step that's yours to take in order to live vibrantly from this space when you are looking like you're preparing for teaching?
Yeah. Yeah. I think what
What's
I'm going to do is step into that circle and that energy as I'm working on it, and then and end the day with acknowledging that that's where I've been, and that's where I, like be aware
mm,
and make choices to stay there and choose that. And then at the end of the day, acknowledge that I spent the day there and everything is as it should be.
yeah, so it's a practice. And what happens within you right now as you name this intention going forward? What's that like for you?
Well, I don't have any of the heaviness that's there at all. And well, it feels like a sense of a knowingness of going forward, of having an action, of something to do in order to prepare me to have a choice that's going to be more supportive of me and actually recognize my skills and recognize that I have the competencies to do this instead of being questioning. I'd rather be in that. Not saying that I don't want to make things, improve things and do something better, but to have more access trust.
Well, to have trust that you actually have it unless you step out of it. Yeah.
Yes, true. Yeah,
Yeah. And
have it.
so for our viewers, I want to highlight that these are actually two different paradigms.
Mhm.
It may seem as if we were all in the same place, but actually, energetically, there are two different streams of energy information flow that are always coming to us. And like we spoke about before, when we're young, we're really conditioned by the culture that we are born into until we get to a place in our life where we have an experience where we meet somebody or we have a new awareness and awaken, and we can start to recognize who we really came here to be. And so when we can access that, that's where we can make conscious choice.
Mhm.
So I'd love to invite our conversation forward to be really focusing on, well, what does that look like more specifically? How do we make those, how do we come into those action steps? Because that's something I've been experimenting with lately, and it's really been pretty phenomenal.
That
Yeah.
sounds interesting. I'd
Yeah.
like to hear about it too.
Thank you, Gail. I just really appreciate you so much, and also just for your heart, for your willingness to just extend your vulnerability and your transparency and your authenticity. I
Thank
just
you.
value you. So
Thanks, Gloria.
yeah, so look forward to our conversation continuing next time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye-bye.